The Draco limitations include Majesty Maiden and Dynamite Knight to 1. However, this can be mitigated by just playing Dry Earth because the problem cards still exist.
Hello everybody, True Draco here, the internet's busiest Yu-Gi-Oh nerd, here to tell you about the Synchro Festival event that will be taking place in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Now, we have been eagerly awaiting for the next event after the NR Festival came to a close, and with the new support being released in packs, there are a lot of new Synchro Monsters that we can mess around with. So, let's get into the discussion. Now, obviously, as the name implies, it is a Synchro Festival, which means only Synchro Monsters will be allowed. No Fusion, no Link, no Xyz monsters, none of that funny business. But I think what is a little bit different that might catch people off guard is that it only applies to the extra deck. We aren't receiving any type of universal bans to the main deck summoning mechanics like Ritual and Pendulum. And so I think there's going to be a lot of unexpected meta developments when the event drops because these mechanics just have so much unlocked potential. And of course, because we are no longer in the NR Rare event, we are going to be able to have all of our hand traps, everything, Nibiru, Droll, Maxi, it's all going to be back in full power. So we have to keep that in mind, and keep that in mind as you build your deck. Now, people have been speculating about what the meta will be, what the best decks are going to be, but I think it's also important to consider what specific cards will be good. And that, of course, is going to be Baron de Fleur. I don't care what other cards you think are going to be good, the entirety of this meta in this event is going to be Baron de Fleur, Baron de Fleur. You're going to be summoning Baron de Fleur. It is easily the best synchro monster in terms of power and accessibility. It's just the most well-rounded. And the decks that are going to be able to turbo out Baron the fastest are going to be the decks that do well in this event. And so if we think about what decks are able to do that, there are a couple of candidates. The big three that I can think of would be, first of all, Emancipator, which is slated to be probably the best deck in this event by a long shot. Its ability to generate card advantage with all of their monsters summoning more rocks from the deck, their ability to put up negates with things like Dragite, and with Kwakimeru Guardian on top of Baron de Fleur, it's going to be putting up some incredibly hard to break boards. They also have Block Dragon. Yeah, and for our second next deck, we have Dinosaur. Now, Dinosaur is a deck that kind of just uses Synchro Monsters on the side. They're able to do a lot of really good combos, and they can access basically every Synchro Monster in the game because they have Direct Dino and Direct Aolo, so they have every potential combination of levels at their disposal, and they are primarily going to be using Dinos to just get to their big boys and blow you out. There's stuff like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and then also making whatever level 9 synchros like Trishula or Croco Dragon. They're going to be doing a lot. The Dino DNA is flowing this event. And for our last potential deck, we are going to be taking a look at Virtual World. Yes, this deck does something besides make True King of all calamities. It's actually a pretty good deck. Have you read Shenshin? You probably should, because you're going to see it. Virtual World with 2 copies of Emergency Teleport is going to be much more consistent in this event, and they're going to be able to see a lot of good plays happening. Obviously, we mentioned Shenshin, but they also have control elements like their Trap card, which is going to be quick effect, sending stuff and destroying stuff. And then their continuous spell is going to be negating monster effects. So there's a lot to be scared of with Virtual World. Do not sleep on it. And then for the final deck, the Gorilla Nation, the monkeys are rising up this event because True Draco got away with highway robbery on this ban list. They only put Dynamite Knight and Majesty Maiden to 1, not Igniseat, and honestly I don't know why, but in the streets of Bel Air we have a saying. This ban list did not come down on floodgates at all outside of Vanity's Emptiness. You can still play Imperial Order, Rivalry of Warlords, Goes in Match, there can be only one. There's a lot to be experimented with in terms of setting up floodgate stun decks with True Draco. And I'm sure there's also another sleeper deck out there that can utilize these floodgates, maybe even better, that we just don't know about. But True Draco is looking like a really strong candidate. I will be playing it in the event because I already have it built and I'm too lazy to try to grind gems to build anything else. So I apologize to anyone unfortunate enough to run into me in this event. But that will do it for this event review. I think that there is a lot of potential, but I think it could also be ruined. I hope there will be a lot more diversity than there was in the NR event. That event got incredibly tiring incredibly quickly, and I could see the same thing happening with this event. But at least we have another opportunity to go full gorilla mode, and we'll get some gems in the process. So thank you, like the video, and subscribe. Bye.